Hey everybody, welcome into this week of the Dipplin Draft League. I am the coach of the Detroit Dipplins. My name's TJ. This week, for week 2, after a win last week, we've got the Crimson Ironworks, who were a playoff team. And while I can't personally remember if they won in the first round or not, I remember that they were a very formidable threat, and I know that he was the coach who had the MVP of the league annihilate. So he obviously knows how to take good mons and use them. This is going to be a threatening matchup. Let's get into what I'm bringing and what he's got. This is the team of 6 I'm bringing: Mega Alakazam, Saralege, King Gambit, Hisuian Samurott, Staraptor, and Indeedee Female. I'll get into some quick breakdowns of their movesets and natures in a little bit. His team consists of Mega Mawile, Roaring Moon, Zapdos, Rillaboom, Suicune, Hisuian Arcanine, Clodsire, Frostlass, Hitmontop, and Riolu. You can see Hitmontop and Riolu's respective Terra types. I am expecting a combination of Mega Mawile, Roaring Moon, Zapdos, Rillaboom, Hisuian Arcanine, Hitmontop. There's some chance Frostlass comes, some chance Suicune comes, but the first 6 I mentioned are the most likely I see. So that's just a breakdown of the teams. I'm going to deep dive into my sets and exactly some numbers on it, but feel free to just skip to the video from this point. So first I'm running little black glasses, just traditional King Gambit set. It's max HP, max attack with a little bit of defense, with an adamant nature and the Supreme Overlord. I would love to punish the Defiant, or the Intimidate from Hitmontop or Hisuian Arcanine with Defiant, but Hisuian Arcanine's probably not going to run that. It's probably going to run Rockhead. And also, people are so scared of Defiant that they'll do what they can to not Q it, and so Supreme Overlord ends up being more likely to proc and basically equally as valuable. Black Glasses takes a +2 Swords Dance, a +2 Sucker Punch, and turns it into a one-hit knockout on most things that don't fully invest into full Fizz Def. Same with Knockoff if I hit them with an item and I'm somehow faster, and if they don't, then they die to Iron Head, like Mawile or Hitmontop. The double dark move is just for situations, and yeah, it'll be able to kind of just play the classic King Gambit role where it comes in maybe once or twice a game, or once or twice in the game, takes out some stuff mid-game, and then tries to really do the damage at the end. We'll explain a little bit of an interesting tech, but I am a little worried because all his moves make contact, and versus a static Zapdos with such a pivotal mon is really scary. Next is the star of the show, Mega Alakazam. He'll be running Magic Guard as small form and Trace once he Mega Evolves. I'm going to try to trace things like Static or I don't know, just stuff like that. But my moveset is Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, Expanding Force, Recover. And even with my modest nature, this bulk, 140 or 116 HP, allows me to comfortably survive a max attack Rillaboom, Grassy Glide, and deal a lot of damage back, or if I'm stalling out terrain, recover on it, which is why I'm bringing Recover, because I really don't get a sub up ever. And the 140 speed puts me at 371 as my speed stat, which outspeeds anything that's not a Scarf or Booster Energy by 1 point exactly. So yeah, that's him. He's just going to be the wall breaker. Hisuian Samurott, depending on the mons that come, could either be my lead or just a late game come in guy, or like mid game come in guy rather. He's Scarfed, Adamant, full attack, full speed. 4 moves. Flip turn just for some like trickery. Ceaseless Edge is going to basically be the biggest part because spikes makes all the difference because there's a lot of damage calcs like Indeed's Terra Fire Blast that I'll get to, Caltech Cleave Sucker Punch, or Knockoff or Sucker Punch, that they live if they didn't take spike damage and they die if they did. And so Samurai is going to be really, really huge for that. And with Aqua Cutter, he can get easy kills on some things. So he'll have a big role. Saraledge is my other lead, depending on who comes. With Weak Armor, Bitter Blade, Close Combat, Shadow Sneak, Swords Dance, I can set up and take anything. If he leads with some kind of hazards, like a Clodsire Spikes, Toxic Spikes, or Hisuian Arcanine, Stealth Rock, I can comfortably set up on that with all these moves. And with the speed, I would be faster than anything, basically. Except for Scarfers after one hit. If I don't lead it, it's a really good mid-game guy, where it can take advantage of not being able to be prioritied on as it sets up and gets down to 1 HP with its Focus Sash. Yeah. And it can just take out a lot of things. Close Combat is for Roaring Moon, because my other moves can't hit it that well. Next is Psychic Surge, Choice Scarf, Indeedee. It's got some solid bulk, 144 speed with Choice Scarf, puts it at a good speed tier. And then I put the rest in bulk. It's 252 with special attack with Modest, just to get as much damage off as I can. Expanding Force in its own terrain. Terra Blast for either normal or Fire Stab, preferably Fire Stab because it's a better defensive type and it hits Mawile for super effective. Alluring Voice in case I can get a little tricky and predict a Roaring Moon switch in. If there's a spike up, I'm guaranteed to kill it. If there's not, there's a roll. And Healing Wish is an interesting one. I talked about the static earlier. Well, a lot of my mons kind of have to worry about said static. And so, Healing Wishing, being able to bring in Samurott or Saraledge, perhaps, at full, or King Gambit and restore its status, will be really huge, especially if there's an endgame where I kind of don't want the Psychic Surge up, and so I can just take out my Indeedee so that there's never a situation where I have to nerf my own Sucker Punch or stuff like that with Psychic Surge. And finally, we've got Staraptor, who's going full defensive this week. Heavy duty boots in case there is rocks, because not many other items help it much more. I could go leftovers, but with Roost, it'll be okay. It's max HP, max defense with one little attack. It's an impish nature, boosting its defense. Whirlwind is great because it makes it so that it basically never loses to a Mawile when it comes in, because I can Whirlwind out on Swords Dance or Sucker Punch, or I can U-turn on it and go to something like Saraledge or stuff like that. And then I can roost off any damage on maybe a Rillaboom where it has to U-turn. And I can also hit things like Roaring Moon and Hitmontop. They're both 2-hit KO'd by close combat, even with just the 4-attack nature. So that's why I'm running the sets. Let's get into the game. Hey everybody, welcome in. I'm a little bit flustered for time here, but we got our game going on. My mic's going to sound different. I'm playing on my knees on the floor on my PC. I'm on vacation. He brings an interesting team, but not one that I didn't expect. Gonna lead Saraledge here. This is awesome. I'm going to Bitter Blade here, assuming he's going to knock off. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Let's not get parried. Okay. My switch in is freaking nothing. I'm gonna go Bitter Blade expecting a Volt switch, and I can kind of catch anything coming in here. Or if I'm just faster, I can kill him. Oh, alright. Hey, I get some health back. Let's go. Okay, now I can set up. Cerulege is good here because no matter what he does, I'm about to be faster on the second turn. And I've got my Focus Sash intact. Let's not flinch here, buddy. Let's just not flinch. Okay, we're good. We are good. We're getting a kill here. Nice. Grassy Glide's going to come out, so I'm going to have to chip the... Oh, never mind. Booster speed. Okay, so 370 times 1.5. Let me pull out my phone and just make sure. I should know these calcs off the top of my head. It's 555. Slower than me. Let's go, baby. Come on, Sarah. Come on. He gets to bring back in the Rillaboom. Is what I have to assume he's going to go for. Let's see. I have to Bitter Blade here because if he reveals Sucker Punch, that's okay with me. Yeah, I'm good. If he reveals Sucker Punch and kills me here, oh, I'm good. Let's go, Cerulege! Come on, baby! I'm so gassed. Okay. Probably should have gone into this one a little earlier. Let's see. I'm just gonna keep going here. Nice 40. Die to that. It's okay. Because now I get some spikes up with Ceaseless Edge. He'll probably go Zapdos, but that's okay because I'm Scarfed, and so as long as he doesn't get the Static Para, I'm okay. Crit might have mattered. I have no idea. He probably is expecting me to go Raptor, but I just have to anyway. It's just such a good check. I'm going to Roost here, expecting Hard Switch, yep. Okay, at this point, I just need to chip him. I'm faster. I get Rocky Helmeted, I get Thunderbolted. Okay, if I was faster at 236, then I'm guaranteed to be faster here. I'm going to try to sub once and just guaranteed win the game if I get it. I don't. It's okay. It's okay. Because I am still behind my sub and I can just hard expanding force here. It's not going to do very much. But with the HP that I got, I should be able to just E-force him and he might Roost. No, I'll live. Oh, the Para sucks, but that's okay. I live and I kill him back. Let's go, Zam. The HP is so huge, baby. Okay, at this point I'm good because sadly I have to sack Alakazam here. Drain Punch is smart. Let's see. I get rid of that. I get to Terra Blast. He should probably knock off, but I'll be faster and kill him. And I win. Just like that. Just like that. It's a fast game. I'll upload the replay. I'll get into some commentary later. Let's go. We're 2-0, baby. Alright, so we're back at it here. I'm still on my mic because I'm still on vacation, but we're just going to do a little rundown of why I was able to win the game the way I was. So, the most important note is that he brought about the team I was expecting. I was concerned a little bit about a Frostlass over Suicune, Otherwise, the other 5 were basically exactly what I predicted. I don't remember if I predicted it in the video at the start or not, but it's basically what I was thinking. It ended up being, I don't know, the, what's it called? The Arcanine set, or the Zapdos set, but it ended up being a Banded Rillaboom, Booster Speed, Roaring Moon, and no Sucker Mawile, I think. And so those were about what I expected. I'll show where I learned those things. But I always led Sero. A really bad counter lead for him probably would have been Suicune. Suicune was about the only thing that could beat me, but it loses to Hisuian Samurott, who looks like he is the main lead, who you would assume to be the main lead is Samurott, because of the spikes. So I lead Ceruledge. And by the way, I did want to note that my opponent was so busy and this game had to be rescheduled. So there's a lot of decisions that I really understand that he probably had a lot going on. So, yeah. I lead this. Rillaboom's probably the best possible one because if it U-turns, I take so little that I actually heal off the damage and I could get to +2 attack, +2 speed, and be at full health with my Focus Sash still intact if he U-turns. Or if he knocks, I'm still good as well here. It could have been bad if he was Knock and Grassy Glide. That would have really hurt, but he's not. And so my first turn, I'm able to Bitter Blade, I guess. I probably should have Swords Danced, but it actually didn't end up mattering that much. Again, I was really expecting Knock, and if he did Knock, Swords Dance would have been a very bad. Hey guys, it's me, editing TJ. Apparently the audio completely cut out in the rest of the recording, so I'm going to do what I can here to explain. So I Bitter Blade here because it kills anything. It ends up getting me back to full health, and it's really nice because now I can reset as long as I don't flinch. And I don't, so now I'm able to just get my SD off. I can kill anything that comes my way. I'm guaranteed at least a kill here, and because of the grassy terrain, I can pull away from that. It's really hard to do commentary over a video where you already said stuff. Let's see here. So at this point I'm good because I can't extreme speed me, and anything else that comes in here is catching a big blow from close combat. Not scared of priority on anything. So I get the full kill on Arcanine on the next turn. Something, yeah. I think that was a good play, and I think that's about what I was saying. He brings in Roaring Moon, and as I mentioned earlier in the video, probably because he was busy, because this is just not the right play. Because unless I'm low speed, which is possible but not likely, I'm always faster by quite a bit actually. And so I get another free close combat here because there's nothing that can take it. I think his most optimal play would have at one point going Zapdos to try and para this and also taking the hit because we found out it's a Rocky Helmet. Defensive Zapdos, so at this point I'm at 13 health. Nothing I do can do anything to Zapdos here. But he goes Roaring Moon. I guess just miscalculating the speed tiers. Get it off, close combat, and I'm good there. Then he definitely should have gone into Rillaboom, reset his own terrain. I'm -3 defense. Grassy Glide I'm sure would have killed me banded. I'm able to stay in and Bitter Blade on a Mawile because if it reveals Sucker Punch, Indeedee can then come in, set the Psychic Terrain, be faster than Mawile, stop Sucker Punch, and get off a Terra Blast on it, which I know will kill it, and then not a lot can come in and revenge it, so I get a free Bitter Blade here. And I'm in a good spot because now I don't die instantly to anything, and so I get a free close combat off, just get as much damage as I can on Suicune, die to that, and I go to Samurott because even if he scalds me and burns me, I'll kill it in 2 hits. I get the crit, which I still am not going to calc if it mattered or not because I just don't want to know. And I get the kill on Suicune, and then I'm able to make a decision from there because if it's Zapdos, I've already... Well, actually, at this point, I haven't seen the Zapdos's slow. Oh, although I know it's not Scarf because I know the Rocky Helmet, and so I'm guaranteed another Spike on the Zapdos, which will chip Rillaboom enough that Kingambit's Sucker Punch can kill it in the end game, assuming I don't sabotage myself with Psychic Terrain. And so at this point, I feel like Staraptor's an obvious switch in, but it's so obvious that it's just one I have to make. I think his best play would have been doubling to Zapdos, but in the end, I think the same outcome just happens here. I take very little, but actually it's enough to reveal that I'm banded, or that it's banded because it's intimidated against max defense, max HP, and it's not very effective, obviously. And although Staraptor's not the bulkiest guy, it's enough to reveal the band. And so at this point, I just get a free Roost off because he's maybe going to do it and keep chipping himself, or he goes into Zapdos. I'm able to chip it. It's just going to kill me, which allows me to bring in Alakazam. I make a really weird suboptimal play here because I trace expecting him to stay in with Zapdos, and I want the static just as an absolute win con where I can maybe static the Rillaboom and win. However, I pick Substitute expecting him to switch, and so it's like my selection of my move did not align with the timing of my Mega, because at this point I know I am faster, and I sub. I don't necessarily waste the health because it doesn't end up mattering, as you'll see with the calcs. But Expanding Force does not do as much as I thought. It's not a 2-hit KO on it. However, with the sub up, that doesn't matter because the only thing that he could do is what am I saying? That he could paralyze me with Thunderbolt and I get full parried. In which case, I would have just been able to kill him with Indeedee, who then beats Rillaboom after sacking Samurai. Doesn't happen here. He does live a little bit, and I live solidly, but the number is not going to kill me. It's not a big enough roll. And so even with the paralysis making me slower, which is a little crazy, but not unbelievable, I am able to get off the next hit and guarantee the win because Rillaboom, with the spike up, always dies to Kingambit, even if Indeedee doesn't kill it somehow and it insta-dies. I don't know what kind of move Rillaboom would have to have, maybe high horsepower to win here, but with the chip from this, something from Kingambit, Samurott would have been able to win it, so I was guaranteed the win con there. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.